Hello everyone, welcome to this new video on my channel, and we've got another exciting set of predictions to come up here. Here we look at the CONCACAF region, and boy is this an exciting race. And joining me to predict these games is USA fan AD. AD, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm well. Thank you for asking, and thanks for having me on here, man. It's a great opportunity, man.
You're welcome. So, what are your overall thoughts ahead of this final international break before everything is revealed by the end in the CONCACAF region?
Mm. Yeah, I'm really interested to see how the top four shapes. I think the battle for Panama Costa Rica is equally as exciting. I know everyone's talking about the top three: Canada, USA, Mexico. But if you look at the Panama Costa Rica, they're in a very competitive race, and Costa Rica, man, I'm surprised they did very well. Got a very well month in January. Getting 7 points from 9 games, only dropping points against Mexico, which, let's be real, right? Mexico is a very difficult team to beat. And they put up a good test and got a draw, man. A draw is a good result. So it'll be interesting to see what everything pans out for. And like I said, um, it's pretty safe to say that this should be an exciting end, man. An exciting end, indeed.
Yeah, you make a good point. This race between Panama and Costa Rica is just as exciting as the one in the top three. Um, So I suppose we should get into this now. So two teams eliminated, one team in a do or die position, another team with just a win away from being able to confirm their place, and the rest is pretty uncertain. So let's get into the first games of this international break, starting with Jamaica versus El Salvador. Jamaica already out, despite some, including myself, thinking they could have at least made it close. And El Salvador, who have to win all their games. What are your thoughts ahead of this fixture?
Yeah, it's interesting because for Jamaica, there's really, I don't know how they're going to approach this game because, like I said, they're eliminated. They have nothing to really play for. El Salvador still technically have a smidge chance, like a very small chance. And for El Salvador, man, it's a tough one to call because how both nations are. I believe the reverse fixture ended in a draw, if I'm not mistaken. I think El Salvador scored late in the game to get a point. Man, it's a tough one to call. I think both teams. Well, honestly, I don't know how Jamaica's going to do. Jamaica just been really poor. They just cannot defend. They keep conceding too many goals. And for El Salvador, who knows at this point? I think they could definitely surprise. And defensively, I think they've been very tough to break down as well. Not very easy. Um, I might settle with a draw. I think I'm going to go with the draw for this one. 1-1 draw.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because El Salvador have been labelled as a team that's not done well away. They did manage to get a victory away at Honduras, even though I don't think they're quite as good as Jamaica. But Jamaica, I think they're in a bit of a sticky situation that they've got to address. Um, what do I think? I think Jamaica might have a better chance given that they're home, but I'm gonna say 1-1, and that will probably satisfy Alexis Nunes. And now let's go to Panama versus Honduras. Now Panama, they're going to need a big win here because if they blow against Honduras, then they're staring at quite a mountain in the next fixtures. Panama, I'd say they've done well up front. Uh, Not an easy place to go to. Defensively, there are questions. They're certainly the worst out of the 5 teams from that could realistically get to the World Cup. And as for Honduras, it does kind of seem like the attitude's just not there from the squad and the coaching staff. Could they get a goal? It's maybe. But before I give my prediction, what do you think, AD?
That's interesting one because, like I said, for Honduras, they've just been awful. I mean, I don't know, like they just been really bad defensively. They're just horrible. It seems like they just like given up entirely. Like there's no sense of like anything. Like there's nothing positive about them. Like and the fact that the last is very disappointing because this is a nation that I thought could do so much better than this. And believe it or not, I actually had them in my playoffs. I had them finishing fourth, and it looks really bad, man, because that was probably one of my worst predictions I ever made, and they make me look really bad. But anyways, for Panama, man, this is a huge game for them. Huge game for them. And this game could very much cost them if they don't win this game. Because you know how close Costa Rica is, right? Costa Rica is only a point behind them, right? And so this is a game in which they have to win at all cost. So I'm going to say Panama should win, but I don't think it will be as comfortable as people may seem to believe. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think Panama were actually in a losing position against Honduras on the road, but they made a comeback 3-2, I believe.
Yes.
So this one, because as you said, Panama's defense is not that great. I'm sorry to say their defense is kind of sketchy. And Honduras, we know their defense is not great, so too. So this could be like a high scoring match, man. High scoring match. So I'm going to say Panama will win 3-1, which I think will be enough for them, and I think they'll give them a massive 3 points. Something tells me, though, Honduras can make this a lot more difficult than we expect it to be. But I'm going to say 3-1 for now.
Yeah, I've been debating whether Honduras are going to score, but I haven't, but I think I'm still settled on how many Panama score. They should be winning this, and I'm going to say 3-1, just as you said. And now we go to Mexico City, where Mexico play USA in what is the best game of the entire fixtures. The squads are out for both of these teams, of course. Some good names. Both sides fairly low key in the recent in the last few games. What do you think? I'm sure you've got a lot to say on this.
Yeah, it's a very tough one to call because for the U.S., man, there's a lot of uncertainty with the players, because like I said, a lot of our starters are going to be out for this game. McKennie will be out for this game. That's a big blow. He's been one of USA's best players and one of Juve's best players, as well as Serginho Dest. He's also out, and it's just a shame because he's been a good form for Barca, man, and I've really enjoyed it. And unfortunately, he will be out for this game. And the thing about Mexico is that this is going to take place in Azteca, and the high intensity, high altitude can make things very difficult for the USA, And let's be real, USA's away record's been very, very atrocious. I'm sorry to say we have not been great on the road, and we only picked up one away win. So for Mexico, man, they're at home. I feel like Mexico will be really determined in this game, man. I don't think Mexico wants 4 losses in a row. I really don't think they'll do, especially at home as well, man. And this is gonna be very interesting, very, very tough. And so it's a tough game to call, man. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on Tata Martino, and that if he doesn't get at least a draw, I think there's gonna be a lot of questions on his continuity with the Mexican national team. Because I'll be real with you, I think there's a good chance he might be sacked if they put out a really bad performance against USA, even if they qualify. If something tells me they could do that, because I did hear that. How they were losing to Jamaica, right? If they had lost to Jamaica, I think he would have got sacked. And so, yeah, I just think that for me, it's a tough one to call. I don't know, man. It's a very difficult game to call for this one. And it's really hard to come up with a concrete prediction for this one. And for Mexico, the good thing about them is that their next 2 games are very favorable. I think they have like Honduras and El Salvador, which, they should be able to like it shouldn't be too bad for them. Whereas USA, we have like that Panama game and then that game against Costa Rica. There is a chance I feel like Berhalter may not go as full straight for this game because he knows that Panama game might be more important, which I do believe that Panama game is actually more important for the USA than this game because that Panama game, we're fighting for them for that spot, right? This game, I don't really feel is as important as that. So we'll probably see. I don't even know if Berhalter will start all the starters. Like Adam may not start because he's on a yellow card. Obviously they don't want him to miss the Panama game. So it's a tough one to call, man. Very difficult one. So I could see, because of the uncertainty with the US and because of the fact that I feel like a lot of players could be rested, a lot of players may not actually play this game. I feel that Mexico might just win this game, but it'll be very close. I could see like Mexico maybe winning this 1-0.
Okay. Certainly not going to be added to the classics. I don't think this fixture will be. Again, both sides are a bit underwhelming. They've got some players to who do something special, and the managers are both being perceived as holding the teams back. So that's another interesting factor. I think it could go well. Mexico probably will have the more lion's share of the possession. Am I right that Weston McKennie's injured?
Yeah, he's injured. He's not going to play. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention. Sorry to interrupt you, Mats. Stefan and Turner, they're both injured. Now Stefan is back on the squad, but he just came back from injury, so he's not going to start this game. I imagine. I think Horvath will probably start, and so that's going to be very interesting for him to start.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. Matt Turner not there, and who's Zach Stefan not really playing much, so that who would be starting, Horvath or Sean Johnson? That would be an interesting one. But I think it'll be a fairly close game. It could go either way. I am going to go with a 2-1 win for Mexico. I think they'll probably have a little more in this game. And now we go to Costa Rica versus Canada, where a win for Canada gets them to the World Cup regardless what Panama do. And they've had a fantastic World Cup qualifiers. Only team unbeaten. And now they go to this part of Central America where they have played El Salvador and Honduras, but their standards even lower. So it could be a bit of a test for when Canada goes to both Costa Rica and Panama. Keylor Navas has, of course, kept Costa Rica within contention. And Brian Ruiz looks like a super sub in terms of the best way to use him. I think as it does come with a lot of teams where they're on a great run, that some complacency might come along the way. And I expect Canada to have more of the ball, probably be more forward, but that could potentially open them up for counterattacks. The fact Costa Rica got a draw at Mexico and then win at Jamaica was certainly more than what I expected them to do. But I expect Costa Rica to block any, to even barricade anywhere that Canada could potentially use their space to run into. I am actually going to go with a Costa Rica win here. I think they'll edge it here. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win. I don't imagine you'll be saying the same, but what are your thoughts on this game overall?
Yeah. It's interesting because Costa Rica is also in a very similar situation where they essentially have to go perfect, if they want to get a direct spot. And obviously I think they would want a direct spot, obviously. As for Canada, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure, I might be wrong with saying this, but I believe they just need a point to officially qualify. I think they just need 1 point. Because they already...
I think they need. I think if they get a point, then
wait, I might be wrong though.
I think what it is if Canada get a draw, then Panama will only be able to equal that. Yeah, that too.
I think it's fair to say that. Yeah, I think it's fair to say that if Canada gets a draw, they're pretty much in. Like, I don't think Panama is going to surpass the goal difference, dude. Like, if they do, that'd be incredible, but like, it won't happen. It's just not realistic. And so,
Absolutely.
and Canada's already assured a playoff spot anyway. Yeah, Canada's already assured at least top four, so they cannot finish below fifth. So I think Canada will really go for this game. Costa Rica also have a lot to play for, and I think because both teams have so much to play for, I could see this being like a very close game. I could see this almost, maybe not as, maybe I won't go as what you said with the win for Costa Rica, which would be huge. Like, that'll be absolutely incredible. But at the same time, obviously, I don't want Costa Rica to win. Because if Costa Rica gets 9 points and USA gets like 3 or below, I think we're gonna miss out. So obviously, ideally, it's best if Costa Rica drops points for USA's sake. You know, um, it's a tough one to call, but I might go with a draw for this one. I feel like this could be like a 1-1 draw. I feel like Canada might score early, and Costa Rica might just get a late goal. Man, I feel like they might just get a late goal, but it could go either way, man. I wouldn't be surprised to see Canada win. Maybe even Costa Rica could win, for what I know. But we'll see. But I think Canada will drop points at least one of these 3 games. I just have that.
Yeah. Not the next one, but one of these games. And I think a 1-1 draw is something that I could change my mind to at any point. And it could even be, well, I'll bring this up later, but let's go to the next game, which this will probably be their easiest game. Jamaica at home. Now, and if they're not qualified by the previous game, then they'll almost certainly qualify for this game. Jamaica defensively, not the best, and of course, going out means that they'll only be in individual pride at stake from the Jamaican players' point of view. Playing in Toronto, Canada should probably bring a good crowd, and I think they'll play less of a tactical game with Jamaica compared to against the USA, because I guess the USA game was a little less straightforward, and that they were aware that tactically USA might have been at a disadvantage. But for this game, I am going to go with a 3-1 win for Canada. I think Jamaica do have the goal threat in them to score, but overall, Canada are in great form and just above what Jamaica have. So 3-1 is my prediction.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Canada to win too. Like I said, Jamaica, they've just been all over the place defensively, and Canada is playing at home. Wait, what's that background noise? Oh, anyways, Canada playing at home. I fully expect them to really go for this. And like you said, if they don't get it, if they lose to Costa Rica, they're surely gonna not lose here. And for Canada, they just look really good. Although I will say this though, last time the two teams did play, it was a 0-0 draw. So maybe Jamaica can maybe hold them into a draw, but I find that to be very difficult, especially them on the road. And yeah, I do think Canada should win this game. I'm gonna say Canada wins 2-0. I think they'll win 2-0.
Yeah, that seems like a fair result, and Jamaica's draw came about when they were closer to being the same level, but then, of course, both teams have been taking a turn for each direction. El Salvador versus Costa Rica. I'm going to say it'll be a 1-1 draw, and I think Costa Rica's game against Canada and El Salvador, the two predictions of mine, they're pretty interchangeable. Costa Rica doesn't get a needed result against Canada, then it could happen against El Salvador. I think going to El Salvador will be relatively difficult, but I don't think El Salvador probably have the team to get the win. So I think I'm going to say a 1-1 draw.
Mm. Yeah, it's an interesting one for El Salvador here, and Costa Rica, man. Like I said, it's a difficult one because both teams are very low scoring. Both teams don't score a lot of goals. Both teams are like very well. They can be very good defensively, right? And for Costa Rica, like you said, I think they're gonna still go for this. Like Costa Rica is still gonna fight for that spot. Whereas El Salvador, I think by this point, I think we did predict them to draw points right in the previous game, right? Against Jamaica. I don't think El Salvador's beating Jamaica. And so if they do draw points, then maybe El Salvador might just give up. So it kind of depends on what happens. So if El Salvador is in a position where they can still try to qualify, then I could see a draw. But if El Salvador is officially eliminated, then I think Costa Rica might just get the job done.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I'll probably say something like that.
What was your aura prediction again?
Yeah, so I'm gonna assume that El Salvador don't beat Jamaica, and I'm gonna go ahead and say Costa Rica wins 1-0.
Okay. You know what? I might go back on my prediction, and I think I might say Costa Rica get a draw here and then win at El Salvador. But you'll definitely know by the time I edit this. But it seems a bit more likely. And now we go to the biggest game of this round, and talk to me about this game, AD.
Oh man, yeah, this is a huge game, Berhalter. Like, I wouldn't mind us losing to Mexico, but if we have to win against Panama, because in that case, it looks really bad because we have to win this game. This is a game that we simply have to win. There is no excuses. We're playing at home. We actually have a very good home record. I don't know if you know, Mats. I think we've actually won 6 of our 7 home games, only drawing one to Canada. So we've actually been very, very good at home. And so if it could be Panama, then I would say we're in a very, very good position to qualify. Very good position. Obviously, we ideally, I don't want to just win. We need to get 4 points at least, in my opinion, to qualify. But we have to win this game. Like, if there's of the 3 games, this is a game that we have to win at home. This took place Orlando, and like I said, man, I really do feel that if the USA really goes for it, I feel like we could win this game. But as we saw in the reverse game, he put out a very bad lineup against Panama. We all know what Panama did. They won the game. And and so I do believe that if we put our best possible 11, we will win this game. Because like I said, I feel like Panama for me is a good nation, but I feel like, as you said, defensively, I think they're a bit all over the place. And I feel like we could get at them. This could be a very high scoring game too, because I'll be real. Our defense isn't as good as well. I feel like USA's defense is good, but I feel like it can be breached upon at times. So I'm gonna say, I might say like a. Actually, no. It's interesting. Tough to. I'm trying to think what prediction I should go for. I might go for a wild prediction and say maybe like 3-2 or like 4-2, something like that. I'll say 3-2. I think it'll be a very close game.
Yeah, that sounds a lot something that could happen. Let me ask you this: what could playing in Orlando mean for Panama? Suppose so. USA, I think if they do win this game, then I think that's going to be Panama, That's going to be USA. USA will definitely qualify. So will Canada, and I think probably Mexico as well. And then Panama will, if they want to get into that top three, they probably do have to win this game. Not necessarily mathematically, but to give themselves a good chance, then this is then they do need to get a result out of somewhere. I think it will be a fairly close game. I'm thinking like something like 2-1 throughout the game, and then USA will get that counter attack, whether it's from Pulisic or Reina or whoever else might be a fast player. And with the crowd, the American crowd right behind the team during that counter attack, I expect a late goal from on there with about, I don't know, 5-10 minutes to go. And I think USA are current probably, there's more things on their side for this game, and probably I'd say they're a bit stronger. You never know if Berhalter might make any kind of tactical errors, but I am going to say the USA 3, Panama 1. And now let's go to Honduras versus Mexico. Any chance Mexico doesn't win?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's not really much to talk about here. Mexico, I think, yeah, Mexico should win this game. Honduras, like I said,
Yeah.
they've just been awful. I mean, there's not really much to talk about this one.
I mean, if there wasn't much attitude problems, then I could have maybe you say Honduras get a draw, but I think Mexico will get the win. I'll say 2-0. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna say, yeah, I'll say, you know what, I'll say 3-0. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, 2-0, 3-0 is like the same thing basically for them.
Yeah, so well that's going to definitely confirm Canada, USA, and Mexico into the top three and qualifying for the World Cup. And now let's look at the final day. I mean, let's go over to. I think it might be equal in terms of goal difference based on our predictions. But let's start with Panama versus Canada. It's gonna be a good game. I think it might be easier. I think Canada might have to change their approach a bit and maybe shut up shop a bit. They should have qualified by this point almost certainly. But if they've not lost, then they'll still want to go for the victory to confirm them top and unbeaten. I think it's going to be a close game. Panama will provide some kind of threat, and I think Canada probably have the better squad overall. I think it'll be a good game. I'm going to go 1-0 Canada.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I think by this point Canada will probably already secure their spot. You know, because like I said, I think, like I said, if they beat Jamaica and they get a draw against Costa Rica, even beat them, then this game doesn't really mean that much. Now, the thing with Panama is I feel like they're going to really go for this game, right? Because like I said, they're going to still want to get the playoffs, right? And you know, obviously, if they might still be in contention for direct spot, depending on what happens with the USA versus Panama. So you know, I think for Panama, like I said, this is a game that they simply have to take like 100%. And I believe, to your point to Matt's earlier, I think Panama, Costa Rica, if they want to get a direct spot, I think they have to go 9 points. I think they have to get 9 points to directly qualify. Otherwise, I think if they don't get 9 points, they're not. I don't think they'll directly qualify. So, um, for this one, I might go with the draw just because I feel like Canada won't really take the game that seriously. And for Panama, they're going to really take the game that serious. So I feel like this could be a draw. Maybe Panama might win this game, you know, depending on how much they are. But I'm gonna stick with it. Panama Canada won. I just don't think Panama could beat Canada unless Canada completely unless Canada puts like a complete B team. Then yeah. But if Canada puts out a strong team, I don't think Panama's gonna get. I don't think Panama will be able to win.
That seems like a pretty realistic prediction. Now let's go down to what would probably be the other big game in this qualifiers, and that's Costa Rica versus the USA. And I think from what we've predicted, Costa Rica would have to just better Panama's result, and and if they do, and if it is a draw for Panama versus Canada, then they'll have to they'll have to win. But I think that they're playing USA at home, who have never won in Costa Rica and haven't managed to get wins when they've played the better of the Central American opposition, El Salvador and Panama. And Costa Rica are an organised team with a goalkeeper that's difficult to score past. USA probably will have more of the ball. Costa Rica will take advantage of any set piece they get. I am going to go with a 1-1 draw. Now, what do you think?
Yeah. So I just yeah. So basically, like I said, this game may not even mean much if we win against Panama, right? Because like I said, if we win against Panama and Costa Rica don't get like I said, like if Costa Rica Panama don't get 9 points, I'm trying to find the okay. Let me explain this again. So if we win against Panama at home and Costa Rica don't get 9 points, Costa Rica don't get 6 points, then we will be through to the World Cup. So you know, it's just that game
Yeah.
that is very important. For this one, like I said, it really depends on the permutations. It really depends on how much is what's at stake, because like I said, if USA is still trying to they haven't secured, then I feel like USA will really go for this, really, really go for this and take the game very seriously. And as for Costa Rica, if they are, it really depends. Like I said, it's hard to predict, like I said, because we don't know what circumstances each nation will be playing at the time. So, with that, all that said, though, I feel like USA will be secured by then, and I think Costa Rica, it'll be pretty much like Panama situation, but I do think
Yeah.
Costa Rica, will get a draw on this one, and yeah, I'm gonna go with the 1-1 draw as well, just like you.
Now let's round off these predictions with the games that don't mean as much. Maybe for Mexico, maybe if somehow things go wrong beforehand. But Jamaica versus Honduras, what do you think? What's your score prediction?
Yeah, I think Jamaica should win this game. They won that away game pretty comfortably, so I say they should win this game. Not that it really matters. I mean, there's nothing really play for both teams, but Jamaica should win the game. They're at home, so I'm going to say they win. Maybe like 2-1. I'll say 2-1 win.
And we'll go over a 2-0 win for Jamaica. And then for Mexico versus El Salvador, what do you think the score will be?
Yeah, Mexico should win this game. They're playing at home. Yeah, I'm going to say they win 2-0. I'll say they win 2-0.
I'll also say 2-0 to Mexico. So so based on these predictions, for me that puts Costa Rica into fourth place. For you, I think that puts Panama and Costa Rica level on goal difference, level on points, and that would probably put Panama into the fourth place spot. But obviously, we've got a number of interesting games coming up. The international break's going to be exciting, and also thanks for joining me. And where can people that don't know you find you?
Yeah. So like I said, my channel name is AD744. A and D in the 744. And so that's where I do a lot of football stuff on the channel. And you can also find me on Twitter, which my ad username is at arpondas744, ARPON, and then DAS and the 744. No space, everything in one word. So yeah, there you guys go. So yeah, those are my links you can find me on.
Thanks, AD744. Hope you've all enjoyed the video, and let us know your predictions as well. But from there, the road to 2022 is getting very much closer to the end.
Yes, indeed.